Hello, everybody, and welcome to the presentation. This is Alan Cutts. I really want to thank you for jumping on this presentation. Ty Cohen is a great friend, and gosh, I think Chip and I met Ty. I know we've met him several times on the cruise, but then I got to spend a lot of time with him recently back in March on the at a JV Zoo event. So it and I saw this presentation basically, and that's what made me jump on it and going, okay, this is something that people need to know about. So, you know, this would be a really good time. Let me just kind of start with my basic presentation when it starts. Is this is a really good time for you to kind of put your cell phone on mute, and if you've got an office, you have the ability to have an office, close the door to your office, because Ty has some information and you're going to want to write down some of this stuff because he goes pretty fast to get through this, and some of it is you need to take some notes. You're going to need to put pencil to pen to paper, pencil to pencil to paper, whatever it is, and take some notes as you go through part of this, because he's going to show you some steps that will help you specifically in your Kindle business, and how to become just how to be the Kindle cash cow, and that's what he's going to show you how to do. So, Ty, you want to jump in here and go?
Yeah, absolutely. Can everyone hear me? I want to make sure that everyone can hear me here. If you can hear my voice as well as see my screen, just put a yes into the questions box. And I see we have Roger. Roger is from Thailand. Roger, I was just actually out in Thailand. My entire family, I took all the kids. We have 4 children. My wife and I went out to Thailand, and we actually landed in Bangkok, spent about 4 or 5 days there. Then we flew out to Chiang Mai, spent about 4 or 5 days there. Then flew out to Phuket and spent 4 or 5 days there. So it was awesome. I love Thailand. So I'm excited to be here, and I want to thank you, Alan, for inviting me. We've got a lot of material to cover, as Alan said. You want to grab something to take notes with. Grab some paper. Grab a notepad. Whatever you have at your disposal, just grab it. So my name is Ty, as Alan mentioned, Ty Cohen, and I got started with this online thing actually through Amazon's Advantage program, and many of you may not even have heard of that, the Amazon Advantage program, which is still around to this day. It was something that Amazon had started when they first began, and it was for physical book publishers. And at that point, I was selling about 8,000 physical books a month, right? And because I was doing so well with it, making about 6 figures a year with it, Amazon invited me to become a beta tester for this new platform that they were releasing called the Kindle Direct Publishing Platform, where they would be selling digital books. Now, I was a little bit skeptical at first. I thought, who's going to buy an ebook? Like, who's going to buy a digital book? People want to read physical books, right? And I was wrong. One of the few times when I'm actually, I was wrong, and I'm glad that I was wrong, because it's created just a ton of money for me. I've spent years literally running tests to discover what works, what doesn't work when it comes to publishing ebooks, things like price points, topics, covers, how to start and profit fast. I've made millions with Amazon, right? Literally hundreds of extremely successful students across the globe have taken me up on my program and done really well with it. I've taught lots of 7 and 8 figure marketers how to do this, how to do this. So folks that you may know, big names that you may know in the online marketing industry, I've taught them how to do this behind the scenes. I've taught, they've said, Ty, teach my wife how to do this. Teach my family how to do this, right? So I've shared that with a lot of those guys. Most importantly, I've taught my family how to make a killing using this system, right? I've shown my 15-year-old how to do this, and she's gotten to the point where she's generating $5,000 a month publishing. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to even tell you what she's publishing. We're going to hold that. We'll keep that a secret because I go into detail on that later on during this presentation. So if you want to see that, make sure you stick around. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how I do this, right? Now, usually when you're on a webinar, what happens? You have the presenter that's speaking to you, and that's about it. It's like a one-to-many conversation. I've done a lot of these things, right, as far as watching them. I've watched a ton of webinars like you probably, and I always felt like I was always being spoken to. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that you're engaged as well. So I'm going to ask you questions. I want you to ask me questions, and we're going to just have some fun with this. You're going to learn a lot, and we'll have some fun. Does that sound good? Awesome. Okay. So I've got a lot of yeses, yeses, yes, 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 yes. That sounds great. All right, perfect. Wayne from Barbados. How's the weather out there, Wayne? So I got a chance to meet Tony Robbins and his wife Sage a couple of years ago, and there was two things that stuck out. Number one, with all of his success, like this is a guy that's made hundreds of millions of dollars. With all of his success, he still found more than enough time to ask me questions. He spent most of the time asking me questions about online marketing and about, Kindle publishing and things like that. All right, Madeline, if you can't hear, it may be your system. I think everyone else can hear. If you can hear, just put a yes into the questions box. And one of the things the second thing that I found really interesting about Tony is he said, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same results. Okay? That's the secret to success. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to partner with Amazon to create an instant stream of monthly recurring revenue, okay, without having to personally do all of the hard work yourself. Sound good? So let's just jump right into it. First, what is a Kindle? Before we begin, let's talk about exactly what a Kindle is and why it's so important to anyone who's looking for an easy, secure, long-lasting residual way to make money. The Kindle is a portable e-book reader that was first developed by Amazon. And this thing is so awesome because it allows you to go in and shop for, download, browse, and read ebooks, newspapers, magazines, blogs, reports, and other digital media. So if Alan said to me, he said, Ty, I just read this incredible book by John C. Maxwell called How Successful People Think. The first thing I would do is probably grab my Kindle or my iPhone, right, because they have a Kindle app, and I would go in and download it, right? So that's how easy Amazon has made this entire process, which is good for us because our customers, the people who will be your customers, use that same process. My goal is to show you how publishing ebooks to Amazon's Kindle can be highly profitable, easy, and an extremely long-lasting way to generate income. So this shift right now that's taking place, where people are buying and consuming written material in the form of ebooks more than ever before, right, will only continue. I want to ask you a question. Let's get started with our first question. Who remembers the form that we first started listening to music in, right? We're going to have to go way back now. Who remembers how we first started listening to music before, like, we started listening to it in a digital format? Wax, says Mark, right? Radio, and then wax, phonograph, and radio, says John. Absolutely. Radio, says Paul. And then we went from radio to wax, as Mark said. And then from wax to what? And wax is vinyl, right, for the uninitiated. We went from radio wax to, Wayne says, CD, and then from CD, no, actually, we went from radio to wax to 8 tracks, right? And then from 8 tracks to, like, cassettes. Leslie said it, right? Absolutely, Mark, then 8 tracks. And then from cassettes, we went to CDs. And now, how do we primarily listen to music? In what form? What is it? It's primarily, John says reel to reel, MP3 or iPod, right? Right? So now we primarily listen to it in the form of a digital form, right? So think about that. Do you think we'll ever, I know that there's some collectors and there's enthusiasts out there that love collecting like some of the old stuff, for 8 tracks and the cassettes and the vinyl, but for the most part, do you think that the majority of us will ever go back to listening to music in a physical form like that? Right? What do you think? No, for the most part, we're going to continue to listen to music, right, in a digital form. In a digital form. Okay, so absolutely, Mark. No, not at all. And the same thing applies to books. As a matter of fact, Jeff Bezos, this handsome gentleman that you see on the cover of Success Magazine here, he released a press release that said for every 100 hardcover books that Amazon.com has sold, right, they sell twice that number in a digital format. So think about that. They sell twice that number in the digital format. And that just shows you the direction that we're going in, right? So there's 7 billion prospects that are out there, and all of those individuals are your ideal customer. And because Amazon realized that this mobile movement is so big, like they really identified that the mobile movement is huge and that that's where their customers is, what they did was they created, in addition to the Kindle device, they also created a Kindle app. And this is an application that you can go in and you can download to your PC, your Macintosh, your iPod, your iPad, your iPhone, your BlackBerry, right? Your Android, and you can use it just as you would your Kindle device. You can go in, shop, browse for it, and download ebooks and start to read them like literally in a matter of seconds. So this digital shift and publishing platform that Amazon has provided is making some people extremely wealthy and at the least financially free with very little effort. Here's 3 examples of this. The first is a young lady by the name of Amanda Hocking. She's an unknown 20-year-old girl from Minnesota, USA, made over $2 million publishing stories to Kindle. She's crushing it. Like, and by her own admission, she's not even a writer. Like, I'm not a writer. I outsource most of this stuff, and I'm going to show you how to do that step by step. She's in her 20s, and she's making millions using this platform. So much so, right, that highly credible publications like Forbes actually have written just tons of articles on this entire process and how people are making millions of dollars publishing ebooks on Amazon. Another gentleman is, I shouldn't say another gentleman, but this gentleman, Stephen Lever, is over in the UK, and he sells about 2,000 ebooks a day. So you can do this literally anywhere. I have students that are literally spread out across the globe. He's selling 2,000 ebooks a day on Amazon's Kindle. Now just think, if he sold these things at a minimum of 99 cents, right? He's probably selling them for a lot more. That's $2,000 a day. Minimum. $60,000 a month, $720,000 a year. All right. Here's another example. This gentleman, John Locke, became the first person to sell 1 million Kindle ebooks, and he did it in less than 1 year with just 9 titles. And again, this is according to Amazon. And in addition to these folks, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people that are making thousands and tens of thousands of dollars selling content on Kindle. Now it's your turn. You're at what I call ground level of what is the new age diamond mine. Every so often we come across something that totally changes things. This is the new age diamond mine, and I want to show you just some of the money that I've been able to make playing around with this. And I say playing around because, like many of you, when I first got started, I was just literally scatterbrained. Like, I was all over the place. How many people are just chasing everything? Like, I had severe shiny object syndrome. So much so that I was just literally just getting inundated with emails, and everything looked good, and I wanted to try everything. I wanted to try AdWords and ebook publishing, and I wanted to try article marketing and Facebook ads and this and that, right? Wayne says, I can relate. Yeah, I mean, that's the reality of it. The gift and the curse of being an entrepreneur or having that entrepreneurial spirit is that we come up with ideas, but everything looks good to us, right? So when I first got this check, okay, I didn't really pay much attention to it. It was in the amount of $2,297.30. This is one of my first publishing checks that I got from Amazon. And the reason why I didn't pay too much attention to it was because, as I just said, I was chasing everything. I was a master of everything. I mean, I was just, what do they call it? Jack of all trades, master of none, right? And it wasn't until the next month when I didn't do anything differently, and I want you to think about that. Think about what I just said. But 30 days later, I didn't do anything differently in my account, but I received another check that was in the amount of, bam, $2,873.13. I saw a 25% increase. Why do you think I saw that increase there? And if you get this, think about that, right? And then the next month, at this point, when I got this check, I said, okay, there may be something to this. Let me start to pay attention. And I added a couple of more ebooks to my account. And then the next month, I went from $2,873.13 to, bam, a 55% increase again, right? $4,462.53. Now, when I saw this increase, and why do you guys think I saw this increase? And every month I see an increase to this day. Why do you think that is? When I saw this increase, I said, okay, there's probably something to this. I need to focus more on this and do less of the stuff that's not working. I started to upload more ebooks. I started to test things like titles and descriptions and covers, right? And those 3 are very important to the amount of success that you have. And then when I did that, I saw another increase, and I went from $4,462.53 to, bam, another 88% increase. And this check was in the amount of $8,403.84, right? And now I'm well over $30,000, all right? You can tell Amazon to pay your royalties in the form of a check or to directly deposit them into your bank account. Now I'm way over $30,000 a month, and it grows month after month after month. Okay, this is a diamond mine, and Amazon makes it easy for you to accomplish this. All right, they make it easy for you to accomplish this. Okay. Now let's continue. Now, after doing this for nearly 5 years, I discovered that fact or fiction, and no matter what the topic, there are a few key things that you must do in order to be successful with this. Number one, I discovered how to pick highly sought after topics that sell like crazy. Number two, I discovered how to price my ebooks so that they generate the most profit. Number three, I discovered a secret element to add to your titles that can double, triple, and even quadruple your ebook sales. And I'm going to show you all of this stuff and how you can do the same. Number four, I discovered how to outsource like a master and get other people to do all of the work for me, whether you love or hate writing. My wife loves writing. She can crank out an ebook in 2 days. I hate writing, right? It would take me 2 months to write one. So I outsource. But if you love to write, then you can do that as well. All right, so let me show you how you can model what I've learned so that you can get similar results fast. There's a 3-step process here, and if you haven't started to take notes, this is where I want you to take notes because I'm going to really dive into it. I've got a lot of great content I want to share with you, and I'm going to have to go pretty fast with this stuff. So the first step is to use the Google Keyword Planner to find a hot in-demand topic and come up with a killer title. Pretty easy stuff, right? So the way you use that Google Keyword Planner is you go to Google, you type in Google Keyword Planner. It's usually the first or the second result that comes up. We got that? Everyone good with that so far? Once you click on that link, you'll see a control panel that looks similar to this. Now, I want to warn you that Google does change this up from time to time, so it might look a little bit different, but for the most part, it functions the same. Now, what you're going to do here is you're going to come over here where it says search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. Click that. And then you're going to hit these settings, all locations, all languages, Google and search partners, and then you'll hit get ideas, all right? Show average monthly searches for the last 12 months, and then hit get ideas. You're going to put your keyword, your phrase, the topic that you're considering publishing an ebook around right here in this area. Does everyone see that? All right, I don't want to spend too much time on any one thing, okay? Not at all, Leslie. I make so much more now. Great question. I love that. Keep the questions coming. I love the questions, right? I'm going to answer. I promise to answer every single question, right? But here, let me go back. Since Leslie asked that question, the reason why I make so much more now and the reason why each of those checks got bigger and bigger and bigger month after month after month is because the marketplace got bigger. Think about that. Like, does that make sense? One of the things that I always said, like, if I ever got to do a webinar and teach people, I want to make sure that they totally understand because as a student, sometimes watching a webinar, I would totally get lost and the presenter wouldn't like totally cover everything. So I want to make sure that you understand everything. So one of the reasons why you'll see a monthly increase is because more and more people start to join the marketplace. By that I mean more people get the Kindle device, more people will go in and download the Kindle app to their mobile devices. Does that make sense, Leslie? Right? Okay, so your marketplace gets bigger. It's like having a store that's 1,000 square feet, and then as you get more and more customers that come in, what's going to happen? You're going to sell more and more, right? So now, we're here, you type in your keyword, your idea, your phrase, you hit get ideas, and then guess what happens? Google says, okay, well, here's your phrase, meaning of dreams, right? Here's some similar phrases. They're going to give you similar phrases that other people have searched for within the last 30 days. Meaning of dreams, 18,100. Dreams and inner meanings, 590. Dream meaning, 2,900. Dreams meaning, 2,400. Do you see how that works? So when you put in your main phrase, they'll tell you how many people have searched for your phrase, but also how many people have searched for similar phrases as well. All right, give me a yes if you got that. Now, the thing that really changed, one of the things that really changed the amount of money that I started to make for me was when I discovered what I'm about to share with you right now. So please write this down because I'm going to test you on this in just a bit. When I discovered that if I can get, right, to the point where my global monthly searches for all the phrases, the suggested phrases that Google gave me, combined, right, so add this and this and this and this, totaled between 10,000 to 100,000, then I hit the jackpot and I've got a winner. I'm sorry, I got excited. I got this glass desk here and I just banged on it. My wedding ring hit it. But I get excited just thinking about this, right? Because It's like so easy to do this. Like it's not complicated. I think if you look at anything with an uncomplicated eye, you'll start to really see the potential, right? So if I can get my combined monthly search volume, if I have an idea and that idea shows me a combined monthly search volume between 10,000 to 100,000, then that's a killer idea. That's one that I want to work on immediately. Okay? Okay? So we're not paying attention to medium at all, Dana. All right? Just pay attention to what I'm talking about. So not the competition. We don't care less. We could care less about competition. Because when you know the stuff that I'm sharing with you, your competition does not even matter. I never think about competition. I don't even, it's not even a blip on my radar. All right, don't overcomplicate the process. Competition is not something that you want to even worry about. Because if you do, you're going to get confused. All right, don't worry about this. Look at what I'm talking about right here. Okay, so does everyone get that? Your combined monthly search volume between 10,000 to 100,000, that's where you want to be. Easy, easy, easy stuff, right? A 10-year-old can do this right here. Got it, says Mark. Awesome. Now, the reason why you want to be between 10,000 to 100,000 is because if it's less than 10,000, then the marketplace is just not big enough, right? And why do the work? Like, why publish an ebook if the marketplace is not there? And when you just got to make a little bit of money, why not just take that same effort and the time and publish something that's going to really make a killing? So if it's less than 10,000, marketplace is not big enough. If it's more than 10,000, then the marketplace is too big. Okay, so we want to be between this sweet spot, this honey spot, as my fellow Brits like to say. All right, Alyssa's got it. Okay, great. Let's move on. Now, the other thing that I love using this Google Keyword Planner tool for is to come up with some awesome titles. You can really craft some incredible titles just using the data that Google is going to give you, right? So, like, if you look at this, meaning of dreams, there's 18,100 individuals that searched for that within the last 30 days. Dream meaning, 2,900. Dreams and their meanings, 5,900. Like, these would make awesome titles for an ebook, meaning of dreams. And then you can add on to that, right? Meaning of dreams. What's the truth behind your dreams? Or dreams and their meanings. Find out now, right? So you can really craft some awesome titles. So I use this Google Keyword Planner for not only market research to find out if a demand is there and how many people are searching for that, but also to craft some killer titles, right? Your titles are your first line of defense. I want you to write that down. And then remind me why I said that later on, because I'm going to show you exactly why that's so important. So write that down. My title is my first line of defense. Perfect. Let's move on. One of the questions that I get a lot is, Ty, why use the Google Keyword Planner to find titles? Well, the answer is this. Think about this. If you craft your titles correctly, you increase the chances of them ranking highly within both Amazon and Google search engines. So you get both of these multi-billion-dollar companies working to help you sell your ebook. And ranking on both Amazon and Google will dramatically boost your sales. This actually accounts for about 30% of my sales, my ebook sales, just being able to do what I'm about to show you correctly. All right, so I'm going to show you two examples. You guys ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I need that engagement. You ready? Give me a yes. I'm ready. All right. Bam. Let's do it. So let's say if you have an ebook listed, there's an ebook listed on Amazon titled How to Market and Sell Your Ebook, right? How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. You have someone who's over here on Google and they're typing in How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. This lady, she may have an ebook that she just published. She's looking for creative ways to go in and market it, get more sales in, right? And she's not aware that there's something on Amazon that will show you how to do this, right? She comes over to Google, first page. What does she see here? What are these? Most people realize what these are. What are they? Those are ads, says Wayne. Absolutely. Okay. So we gloss past these because we know that these are paid placements, right? And for the most part, we're trained, for lack of a better word, to come down here and pay attention to the organic listings. What stands out here between these two listings? Which one stands out? That Amazon listing, right? Now the person that's searching, they can immediately, all right, see that there's something that's being sold on Amazon that's related to their search. So do you see how both of these massive companies work to help promote your book? If you do this the right way, if you use that Google Keyword Planner to help craft your titles and to do your market research. Now, why does this listing right here stand out? Besides the obvious, right? How many SEO folks do we have here? Search engine optimization people. The obvious is that this is the first page of Google, and you have your ebook listed on the first page of Google. That alone is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. And when you do it the way I just showed you, it's super easy to do. And it helps you get more ebook sales. The other thing is, you're on the first page, you're beating out over 5 million other results when you do it the way I just showed you to do. All right? The other reason why this placement right here stands out, what else? There's probably about 6 or 7 more reasons why it stands out. The rating, says Wayne. The stars, right? Mark says, plus, this is a brilliant group. I love it. Alan told me that you guys were a smart, highly active, and interactive group, and I'm getting it. I see it. Okay. What does Leslie say? Oh, John. John says, I have some training in SEO. So, John, can you tell the group, like, is this powerful right here? Right? What else makes this listing stand out? The stars. It's got 47 reviews. What else? The price point. So you can tell that there's something available on Amazon and it's only $4.99. That's why ebooks sell so well, because they're impulsive price points. You can see that it's in stock. You can see that there's a descriptive blurb here, right? Okay? So what else do we have? John says, yes, that Google ranking is powerful. Here's another example. Let's say there's an ebook on Amazon titled How to Earn Passive Income in a Lousy Economy. You've got someone on Google, and they're going in, they're typing in how to earn passive income in a lousy economy. They're not aware that there's an ebook on Amazon that's being sold. They come over to Google, and then what do you see? Even more impressive than the one that we just looked at, right, where you were beating out, where you were on the first page, second position. Here you're on the first page, first, second, and third position. So do you see how powerful that is when you use both of these platforms together? Right? So I want to continue to move on. I hope everyone got that. Let's move on because, like I said, I've got a ton of stuff that I want to show you that's going to help make you money. All right? Got it? All right, let's move on. John says, yes, I got it. Awesome, awesome. Maggie, yes. Michael, yes. All right. Step 1 was use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics and to create your titles. Right? Some people are saying that they can't see all of the questions. It's kind of weird. It looks like GoToWebinar is having an issue. But if you can't see the questions, that's fine. I can see your questions. Just type them in. Okay. Alyssa says yes. So step 1, write that down. Use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics and to create titles. All right. Now, one of the things that I came across while I was testing over the last couple of years, I've been doing this for 5 years now, and every month it gets better. Every week it gets better. The sales roll in. Right? One of the things that I discovered was what I call title enhancers. And these are elements that you can add to your titles that will double and triple your sales. Right? After months of testing, I found that just by simply adding the following elements to my titles will dramatically increase sales. Right? For myself and for my students. So title enhancers are elements that answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. Right? They answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. So here's an example of a title enhancer, how to. So someone wants to learn how to do something. They're subconsciously asking themselves, how can I get this done? So when you add a title enhancer like how to your title, let's say if your title is staying your deck like a professional. Adding how to it, how to stay in your deck like a professional, makes it stand out so much more, and it answers that question. Very, very simple, easy stuff. All right? Simple stuff. When you have systems in place, this stuff becomes very easy. With a system like this, it's easy to make it work for you. All right? So you've got a title like How to Stay in Your Deck Like a Professional versus a title like Stay in Your Deck. Which one do you think will stand out? As a matter of fact, let me help you, right, with that answer. Let's say you have a guy by the name of Johnny. Johnny has been promising his wife for the last year that he's going to go out and stay in the deck. His wife says, Johnny, it's 80 degrees outside, perfect day for you to go in and stay in the deck. Get it done today or you're sleeping on the couch for the next month. Now, Johnny is sweating. He's sweating, right? He's sweating bullets. He's never stayed in the deck before. He doesn't know how to do it, but he does know that he can probably find information on Amazon or on Google. He whips out his He goes to his computer or he whips out his little iPad or his Kindle device and he types in how to stay in the deck, how to stay in the deck, how to stay in the deck. He hits Amazon. He sees two titles. He sees one titled How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, and he sees another title right by it that says Learn to Stain Your Deck. Which one do you think is going to stand out to him the most when he's sweating bullets and he's wondering, how am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? Number one, How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, or number two, Learn to Stain Your Deck? Which one do you think is going to capture that sale? All right, absolutely. Everyone's saying how to. Number one, number one, number one. Someone said number two. That's fine. How to stain your deck, says Leslie. Number one, says Alyssa. Absolutely. All right, so do you see how these title enhancers work? Let me give you a few more examples. Write these down. Quickest way to. That's another title enhancer that you want to add to the very beginning. 21 quickest ways to make money online versus something like the guide to making money on the web. Very boring, right? Doesn't answer the question. Fastest way to. The fastest way to get your nursing degree versus Health Quad's nursing guide, right? Easy ways to. Quick and easy ways to lose weight. Tips to. The world's best kept tips to losing weight. So does everyone have that? How to. Quickest way to. We always want to learn how to do something quickly or fast, right? We want the easy way out. And we want tips on how to do things. So do you have those title enhancers? Because I want to move on. I got a lot more to share with you. It's good stuff? All right. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's keep going here. Paul says, awesome stuff. Now, here's how you take those title enhancers and you take your idea, the topic, the phrase that you're considering publishing an ebook around, right? And you mash them together. So our title enhancer is how to. Let's say the idea that we're considering getting into ebook-wise is gardening. So we take the title enhancer, garden, and the word garden, and we mash them up. We go back to our keyword planner. We hit search. Google is going to tell us, and this is where I want to see if you're paying attention or not, because this is going to determine if you're successful at this, right? Google is going to show us, for the phrase how to garden, there were 45.5 million global searches conducted within the last month. Does that fit within our desired search criteria? Yes or no? Yes or no? No, says Wayne. Michael says yes. Paul says yes. Too high. No, says John. Yes, says Alyssa. Rhonda says no. Michael says no. Reggie says no. No, it does not, says Leslie. Nope, says Roger in Bangkok. Too high, says Mark. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So it looks like everyone's paying attention. No, absolutely. That's way too high, right? We want to stay between 10,000 and 100,000 for our search criteria, right? So now let's look at some of the other phrases. And luckily for us, Google gives us similar phrases. We look at how to make a garden. Google says, for this phrase, there were 201,000 global monthly searches, right? And which column do we want to pay attention to? Global monthly searches or local monthly searches? For the phrase how to design a garden, Google says there were 550,000, almost 500,000, just over 500,000, right? Searches. For the phrase how to build a raised garden bed, 12,100 global monthly searches within the last 30 days. For the phrase how to plant a garden, 301,000 global monthly searches within the last 30 days. Which of those do you think would work the best and why? Dana says, please repeat where you went back to. What do you mean there, Dana? Which of these four phrases will work the best? Number one, number two, number three, number four. How to make a garden. Wayne says, how to build a raised garden. Mark says number three. Rhonda says number three. Reggie says number three. Michael says number three. Leslie number three. Roger in Bangkok says number three. Absolutely. And the reason why is because number one, right, it's within our desired search criteria. 12,000, right? We want to stay between 10,000 to 100,000. And to answer your question again, where is it? Who asked that? Oh, Emma. She says she doesn't understand why it's bad for it to be too high. All right? Because, Emma, if you have more than 100,000, my research has shown over the years that any book that I've published that has more than 100,000 global monthly searches every month, it's just too much, right? There's just too much it's just too much, right? And it's just too big of a marketplace. But if you're less than 10,000, then that's too small of a marketplace. So the sweet spot is between 10,000 to 100,000. Does that make sense, Emma? And I think someone else asked that, Dana. It's too broad, Norma. Absolutely, Norman, absolutely. Okay. Now, going back to number 3, this one is perfect. I actually should have kept this one to myself because it's a niche subject, right? Not only are you talking about how to build uh, a garden bed, but it's a raised garden bed. Do you see that? It also has our title enhancer in there. You also have 12,100 global monthly searches, which is between our 10,000 and 100,000 desired search criteria. Now, let me ask you a question here. Do you think if you had an ebook titled How to Build a Raised Garden Bed and it was showing up on Amazon and Google and you had 12,000 monthly searches, do you think it would be hard or easy to get some of these people to buy your ebook? What do you think? Hard or easy? And the quicker you can put the answers in, the quicker we can get moving because I got a ton of stuff. Leslie says easy. Leslie also said number 3 is a sub niche. Right. Very smart, Leslie. I love that. Okay. Easy, says Mark. Alyssa says easy. Easy, Dana. All right. Easy, says Madeline. Perfect. Let's keep going. All right. Now, so step 1, you've done for market research. You found out if there's a market. If that market is too big, right, less than or more than 100,000 searches combined, or too small, less than 10,000. Step 2 is after research, you create the content. All right. In my preferred order, there are 3 very simple ways to get content to sell. I actually have used all 3 of these, and all are very easy to do, even if you're a newbie to all of this. Number 1, you get someone else to write it for you. I use this option a lot, and I've paid as little as $100 to $125 to have people write content for me. You own 100% of the rights to it, 100%. All right. And you can actually resell it as long and as often as you want. I have ebooks that I published 4, 5 years ago that are still making me money today. How beautiful is that? Something that you publish once and it's still making you money. That's the ultimate definition of a recurring passive income stream. Right? When you hire someone to write it for you, you can even put your own name on it, or you can use a pen name. I always use a pen name. I never put my own name on any of my ebooks. Right? The reason why is because you're publishing in, if you're publishing different topics, you don't want to look like a jack of all trades. Right? Okay? Awesome. Okay, so Madeline, can you hear me? Right, Leslie. So the other way is number 2, you can speak it, then have it transcribed. So you can use a speech recognition software like Dragon, Naturally Speaking, or there's one that's available for free on most PCs and Macs. Do you know how to find it on your PC? Do you know how to find that free speech recognition software? All right, no one said anything. Okay, so I guess everyone knows how to find it. Perfect. Number 3 is write it yourself. Okay, write it yourself. Not my favorite option, but if you're a writer, this would be the perfect option for you. As I said, my wife can crank out an ebook in 2 days. My friend Vondre can crank out an ebook in 2 days. All right? Now, let's dig a little deeper into outsourcing. Do you want to see how you can go in and outsource and hire someone to write your ebook for you? How about that? All right, when I'm outsourcing, there's a few primary sites that I use. I've tested dozens of different outsourcing sites. All right. And if I ask a question, if I don't get a response, then I just assume that you guys don't want to hear about that. So if you don't want to hear about the outsourcing, don't say anything, and we'll just continue moving on. So your language is very important when you're outsourcing. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. So we've got some folks that are saying yes, yes, Evelyn, do want to, says John. Yes, says Emma. Alyssa says yes. Awesome. All right. So when outsourcing, your language is important. You set the expectation. Okay. The sites that I like to use, I'm going to go out of this really quickly, and I'll show you two of the sites that I like to use. 2 of the sites that I like to use is this one right here, guru.com, and then I also like to use this one right here, upwork.com. Okay, as you can see, I've got a ton of projects listed here on Upwork. All right, I like to use these 2 here, both of these sites. Now, when you're outsourcing and you're hiring someone, and if you guys want me to go into more detail and I can actually log into one of my accounts and show you how I list projects for let me know in the questions box. If not, I'll just skip that. All right. I'm here to please. I'm here to serve you and show you what you want to see. So we can get as in depth with this stuff, or we can just keep going. All right. So the way I like to phrase my project is I'll tell them I need a report or a story written. I don't use the word ebook because the word ebook has a higher perceived value. If you use the word ebook, they will more likely try to charge you more. And remember, I don't pay any more, but I pay between $100 and $150 to have my ebooks written. Now, how cool is that to like pay $100 and $150 to have an ebook written that's going to make you tons of money over and over and over and over again for years to come, for months to come, for weeks to come, right? Uh, Wayne says Fiverr. Wayne, here, I'm going to just deviate from this for a second because Wayne threw out Fiverr. When you have a business that is making you a ton of money, that's consistently making you money every month, money that you can use to pay your mortgage, to pay your rent, to pay your car note, to pay off debt, to give to charity, to help other people, right? To buy groceries. When you have a business that's continuously making you money month after month after month, you don't want to do anything to jeopardize that business, right? Yes or no? Yes or yes? No, not at all. So with that said, you don't want to publish anything that's less than stellar quality. All right? So I say that to say not to use Fiverr because you're not going to get the quality that you need on Fiverr. You can get the quality that you need, top drawer only, Roger. I like that. I got to steal that. I'm going to use that phrase. You can get the quality that you need using the sites that I gave you. Upwork, Guru. And there's a few people that didn't get those. So can someone, Emma didn't get them, I think. Lima. So can someone type it into the questions box for Emma? Guru and Upwork. All right? Publish. Listen, when you're doing this, build your business on the concrete, not on the sand. On the concrete, because this is something that's going to make you a ton of money down the line. I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize my business at this point. So I only publish high quality stuff. So again, let's get back to the drawing board here. And you want to use the words report, story, not ebook. And this is what I also put in my description. All right, this is if you want your book written in English. You'll put, I'm looking at the very beginning. I'm looking to hire someone in the U.S., the U.K., Australia, Canada, South Africa, Jamaica, or Puerto Rico to write X number of pages, X number of page report on the topic of how to polish nails, or how to buy a car, or a romance novel, or a mystery thriller, or whatever it is, right? How to survive a recession. You tell them how many pages. You have to. You want to be very descriptive. You want to tell them everything. You want to tell them how many pages you expect, and you want to tell them the topic. Does that make sense? Okay. And the reason why is, all right. The reason why you want to hire folks that are in these countries, why is that? Because these are primarily English-speaking countries, and I always get excellent material. Remember, we want to publish excellent material. I get excellent material when I hire folks that are in these countries. I wouldn't hire, no offense against the Philippines, right? But the language is different in the Philippines. So I wouldn't hire someone in the Philippines or India to write my ebook. Does that make sense? All right, let's continue. All right. The other thing is, again, tell them exactly what you want. Tell them the number of pages. I tell them the font size, 10 to 12 point font. I tell them the font type, Times New Roman. I tell them what spacing, no double spacing. I tell them what I can't speak here. Margins no more than ½ inches all the way around, left, right, top, bottom. All right. And if you guys want to see some of my actual live listings and where I actually hire people going through this entire process, just put yes into the questions box and I'll do that. If not, we can continue. Right? I can log into one of my Google or Upwork accounts as long as you guys promise not to steal my passwords. Right? The other thing is, listen, Leslie, here, Times New Roman. All right? Here's one of the things, folks. When you have a system and you have something, because Leslie just asked Times New Roman or Arial. When you have a system and you're copying someone who has been successful at something, in most cases you want to follow what they've done to reach that level of success, right? Without deviating from it too much. Okay, so here. Now, at the very beginning, all right, I tell them this. At the very beginning, the report of a story you must, of a report or story, at the very beginning, I need to correct it because it's going to drive me nuts if I don't. The very beginning of the report or story, you must include a 1 to 2 paragraph summary of what it is about. That's going to drive me nuts. All right, as well as 12 to 15 bullet points of what is covered. All right. I also tell them that the finished report must be a Word doc. I also tell them that, and this is always understood, right, whenever you're using an outsourcing site, but I also like to mention it, that we will own all rights to the completed work once you're fully paid. And then, right, I throw this in there. This is powerful. We actually need several of these types of reports or stories written, including one on productivity or, romance or a thriller novel or a children's book or whatever it is. So, if the quality of your work is great and your prices and turnaround time are fair, we will hire you for all 10 or so projects, or 2 projects, or 3 projects, or however many ebooks you plan on having written. Why is this powerful right here? Why do I tell them that I'll hire them for continued work if they have great prices and if their quality is good? Because a lot of these outsourcers, they would rather work with the same person over and over and over again, right? And as John just said, it's worth more to them. Absolutely. All right. Dana says it's an incentive. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this because this is important stuff here, this whole outsourcing process, and I want to really give you guys some value with this. I hope you can do really well with this. All right. The other thing I say is please state how quickly you can get this done. Now, I'm just a little bit impatient. You don't really have to put this in here, but I like to get my ebooks done like in at least 2 to 3 weeks, right? I don't want someone taking a month to get an ebook done. And then I also tell them that it's ongoing work, okay? So now, I think some of you wanted to see inside of my account. I'm going to log into one of them. You'll see where I set the budget at $200 per ebook written, but this is I never pay $200. Please don't do that. I had a lady who I shared this with, and she paid $300 for an ebook, and I almost fell over. Like, never ever pay more than $200 for an ebook. All right. I've had dozens of ebooks written, and I never pay. I always pay between, like I said, $100 and $150. All right. I just put this in here as far as my budget on the outsourcing site, so that I get more qualified writers. Does that make sense? Give me a yes. And then during the vetting process, right? You'll again never pay bid price. What I do is once they start to bid, I'll send them a message. I'll say, listen, I'll hire you right now if you can do this job for $140. I'll hire you right now if you can do this for $140. And I have never had someone say no to me. Does that make sense? All right, let's jump over into one of my accounts. Which one should we go into? Guru or Upwork? Guru or Upwork? Heck, let's just go into Guru right here really quickly. I'm going to log in. Oh, Leslie said, what's the maximum number of words? I'm going to cover all of that. Price point, I'll cover, what else would I cover? Number of pages. We don't go by words, we go by pages, Leslie. So remind me to cover that. And here's the other thing, really quickly, never pay by the hour. Never pay by the hour, okay? Never, ever, ever. I'm going to put that in here, as a matter of fact, because I think that's important, right? Never pay by the hour. Always pay by the project. Okay, does that make sense? Well, here's the other thing. If you don't like what they send you, you can always have it revised. Okay? I've never had that problem, Dana. Listen, here's the thing. Don't let your mind scare you. There's a lot of things that your mind will freak you out about. All right? A lot of people say, well, what happens if someone plagiarizes? Or I've never had that done. I've hired dozens of writers, and I check everything. I'm really meticulous about this stuff. Never had someone plagiarize material. And I actually tell them that, right? That I'm going to check. I never worry about not getting content back that I don't like, because for the most part, most people in this world are great people. And if you don't like something, or if you need a revision, they'll do that for you. Again, don't let your mind screw with you when it comes to these little, like Jim Rohn says, don't major in minor things. Don't worry about someone possibly plagiarizing or sharing your story, or you wouldn't believe all of the crazy things that I hear from some people, and they say that they want to be successful at stuff, and nothing ever happens for them because they're always worrying about the small little freaking insignificant things. And then I see the people who go on and they really crush it with this because they're focusing on the end game, which is to really go in, publish high quality stuff, and kick butt. All right? When you have the right system, it works out for you. All right? Got it. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta jump off my soapbox here, but it just pisses me off sometimes when I see people who just let themselves get so scared with all of these little things, like, well, what if this happens? What if that? Just do it. All right. So here's a couple of reports that I posted. Actually, I just posted them not too long ago. Here's one, a 25-page day trading report needed, right? Notice how I use the word report, not ebook. Again, you use the word ebook and you're going to get charged more because that has a higher perceived value. 25-page personal development report needed. 25-page mystery thriller story needed. 25-page romance story. So you can go in and outsource both fact and fiction. Report on how to write character flaws. Report on how to write character attributes, right? Report on how to write character expressions. So do you guys want me to jump into one of these really quickly, just to show you how I label them? Which one do you want me to jump into? And I want to hurry up because we're running low on time and I got a ton of stuff. Dana says, I was wondering about how the contractual agreement works. So here, your money is put, that's a great question, Dana. Your money is actually put in escrow. I'm gonna add that here, right? Your money is put in escrow. How do you spell escrow? This is terrible. You see, if I can do this, you can do it. Is that right? So if I can do this, right, you can definitely do this. Don't overcomplicate the process. Now, and you don't release that money until you're satisfied. So they don't get paid until you're satisfied. There we go. Got a lot of smart people here that know how to spell escrow. Right? So now let's jump into one of these. Let's jump into this one right here. The format is all the same for the most part. I'm going to show you some of the bids that have come in, but first let me show you how I set it up. Here's the title, 25-page romance story needed, or whatever it is that you need. 25-page story on how to prevent divorce, or how to save more money, or how to become a real estate agent, right? Here's how I lay it out, just as I just shared with you on the slides. I'm looking to hire someone in these countries. Need this done ASAP. Please state how quickly you can get it done. Here's something that I also do. I'll give them a point of reference. So I'll say I'm looking for content similar to what you would find in a book like this one. And then I'll give them a link to something, right? So in this one, I'm talking about a romance story, and then I'll go in and give them a link to a romance story that I've looked at on Amazon that I like. And then, very important, I tell them I'm only looking for unique content. You see that? Meaning nothing that you turn in should be plagiarized or stolen from other sources, especially the book that I've included above here. And then I put that this link is only for your reference and to give you an idea of what we're looking for. I will check. All right, the story needs to be about 25 pages of high quality, look at that, entertaining content, no fluff, no filler. When bidding, so that I know that you actually took the time to read this post and are not blindly bidding, please mention the words Jimmy Buffett, one of my favorite singers. Who likes Jimmy Buffett here? Then I tell them, again, we're being very specific, right? Copy this, use this if you want. It's yours. The finished project must be written in Times New Roman, 10-point fonts, no more than half-inch margins across all the way around. Right, top, bottom, left, right, no double spacing. And then at the very beginning, the story must include a 1 or 2 paragraph summary of what it's about, okay? As well as a 12 to 15 bullet points of what is covered. What are you going to use this for? This right here, this 1 to 2 paragraph summary and the bullet points. What are you going to use that for? Type it in, right? Then I tell them that the finished report must be a Word doc. And then I say we will own all of the rights. So everything that I've talked about, right? This right here is going to be used in your description. You're outsourcing the freaking description as well. Do you see how easy this gets? The description on Amazon. Right. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Simple stuff. Now, let's go. Do you want to see how many people have bid on this? Like, I just put this up. Now, when you're posting a project, I talk about this actually in the program, so I'm gonna keep going here. Because want to really go long over. But let's look at this. We got 10 people that bid on this. Mark wants to see the bidders, so let's show it. All right, so you're going to get some people that are right in line. You're going to get some people that are really low. You're going to get some people that have great feedback. You're going to get some people that have no feedback, right? You're going to get people from all over the place. Right? You let this thing sit and marinate for about a week, and you get as many bidders as possible. I've only had this up for a day or so, right? You let it marinate for a while. You get as many bids as possible, and then you choose. And I talk about in the program how you should go in and choose and what you should be doing and exactly how you vet who you're going to be hiring. Okay, good stuff? Let's keep going. Now, step 3, the last step is this literally takes about 5 to 10 minutes to both create your Kindle Publishers account as well as add books to it. Amazon has made this extremely easy. Let me ask you a question. Why would Amazon make this process easy for you? Like, what do they get out of it? Mark, I like that. Mark just threw up a dollar sign. A dollar sign. Absolutely. Right? Julie, I love that. Julie got it also, right? In a different sense. But let's cover what Mark said, right? Because when you make money, Amazon makes money. When you make money, Amazon makes money. Amazon keeps 30%. And if you know anything about the publishing industry, 30% is, they keep 30% and they give you 70%, which is very generous of them. It's very generous of them because in the traditional publishing industry, right, you would only get single-digit royalties. Single-digit royalties. Alyssa says they make money. Now, I also want to touch on something that, who just said it? John just said writers, and Julie says it builds Amazon. I want to touch on that really quickly. Why would Amazon make this Kindle Direct Publishing platform available to anyone, no matter what country you're in? Why would they do that? Who remembers why Amazon first got into business to begin with? What was their primary reason for going into business? And the answers are coming in. To sell books, because the more money you make, the more money they make. Some of their great writers come from other countries. Absolutely, John. To sell books, I just showed you John Locke, right? Dude is crushing it. To sell books worldwide, world domination, to undercut normal retail. Great answers that are coming in. Market share. Absolutely. When they first got into business, right, Amazon's primary purpose was to become the world's what? Largest bookstore. And they said, we've got folks like Barnes & Nobles, we've got Borders, we've got Waterstones, we've got Books A Millions. We've got so much competition out there. And these guys have been in business forever. We're just starting. How are we going to get the upper hand? Oh, I know how we can do it. We'll create this digital platform, and we'll allow anyone who has content, good content, to come in and make their content available on our platform. And now we are the world's largest bookstore. Was that brilliant or was that not brilliant? So by them opening this platform, they've not only helped themselves, right, to take over the marketplace, as someone just said, world domination, Amanda, but they have also created multiple millionaires. They've created tons of people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars publishing on Amazon. They've created gazillions of people that are doing really well with this, and that will continue to do well with it many years to come. Does that make sense? Let's keep going. All right. Now, once you published, your book is now published on Amazon and ready to make you money, make Amazon money. Here it goes here, right? And it's available globally. Again, you could do this no matter what country you're in. I have students that are in Russia, of all places, Japan, France, Italy, Mexico, Canada, Australia, and of course right here in the US. Okay? How many books do you need to make this like really worthwhile for you? Using the system that I've created where you go in and you actually do the research, you put together your titles, your descriptions, your price points, and your outsourcing, right? You can average, and this is where I'm saying on average, each ebook makes me about $500 in sales per ebook. About $500 a month in sales per ebook. All right? Imagine having 5, 10, or 20 ebooks all bringing in monthly income. You do this work once. Remember, I told you that I've got ebooks that was published a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, a month ago, a week ago, that are still making me money. All right? You do the work once, and you generate income over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. Does that make sense? Okay. Uh, as a matter of fact, I got my 15-year-old daughter involved with this, Maya, because I knew that she was going to get to the point where she would be old enough to get a job, right? And I wanted her to see the difference between being able to be an entrepreneur and being part of a residual passive income stream that allows you to do the work once and you get residually paid for it over and over again, versus working for someone else where you put in an hour's worth of time for an hour's worth of pay. Get your families, get your children involved in this stuff, all right? Leslie, I'm going to cover that in just a moment. She's wondering about the number of pages. What makes this different is that it grows month after month. So as you saw, I went from $2,297.30 to bam, $2,873.13. And then $4,462.53. Why does this continue to grow? Right? And then $8,403.84. And then $30,000 a month in sales. It continues to grow because the marketplace gets bigger. More and more people become aware of Kindle books and digital books, and more people get access to the Kindle device or the Kindle app on their phone or their tablet or their computer. How much money do you need to make a difference in your life? Let's be honest. I want to ask you a question here. I'm always curious about this. So for most people, it's about $1,000 a month. Right? How much money do you need to make a difference in your life? An extra $500 a month, $1,000, $2,000 a month? What does it take? Right? Absolutely, John. What does it take? 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. We've got $500 coming in. We've got 10,000. Right? Everyone's different. Right? 2,000 allows me to stay home, says someone. An extra 1,000, absolutely. How could this change your life? Like, what would you do with the extra income? Put it towards your kid's future, use it to pay off your mortgage, buy a house, buy your dream car, pay off bills, get out of debt, travel the globe, donate to charities. The possibilities are endless. There's so much that you can do when Amazon is shoveling checks and royalty statements into your bank account. And as it continues to grow. Right? There's a lot that you can do with that. Okay? $2,000 would make a massive difference to me, someone said. All right? So let me ask you a question here. The past hour, would you agree that it's been time well spent? And obviously I can't cover everything you need in a 90-minute presentation. There's so much more that I have to cover with you. But I've created a special offer so you can get everything you need to know. And if you're serious about starting, I'm actually going to show you how to really explode your results. So is it okay if I help you and share? Let's put a yes in that questions box. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Do it. Let's do it. Let's move forward. Yes, yes, yes. All right, perfect. Smart group here. Now, one of the things that I realized a long time ago is that old habits die hard. I like going to seminars. I like going to marketing events and things like that. I like watching webinars and presentations like this. But I realized that old habits die hard. After the seminar, after the webinar, after the presentation, what happens? We go right back into our normal routine of life, right? Our normal routine of life. And we don't accomplish what it is that we want to accomplish. Listen, I'm going to give you the secret to success right here. The secret to success is to stop chasing everything that's out there. That's what I had to do, right? Remember I talked about having shiny object syndrome. Recognize the true potentials, right? And we all know this. We have this internal system in us that allows us to recognize true potential. Focus on that true potential and then execute, all right? Most people fail because they don't execute. Most people fail because they don't execute, all right? If you take those, you'll do really well with anything. So you'll be thrilled to know that because I realize that most people will fall back into their regular routine of day-to-day life, no matter how excited you get about this, no matter how much you see that the potential is here, I put together a program called Kindle Cash Flow 2.0. Now, this is not my $20,000 program.
I have a $20,000 program where I go in and I work with people one-on-one because I'm very selective about who I work with. Even here, you're going to see that I only allow certain people to get in on this. Not everyone. Listen, I don't need the money. I'll take the money. I'm not a fool, but I don't need the money. You know, so this is not my $20,000 program where I have students that pay me 20 grand plus 10% up to $100,000. I'm very selective about who I take. What I did was 2 years ago, I had to reassess my life and I said, you know what? From now on, I'm doing so well with this stuff, so well with Kindle publishing. I have to be selective with what I do. And I have 4 children, and a wife, and I enjoy spending time with them. So I set my own personal goal of only working when I want to work, only working on the projects that I want to work on, and only working with the people that I want to work with. Right? Choices. When you have something like this coming in, you have choices. So I put together a program that will allow you to get to the point where you want to be so that you have choices as well. It's called the Kindle Cash Flow program. It's an online program. You'll get immediate access to it within the next couple of minutes. And you'll get access to everything that I've covered here as well as more. So you'll get what I call the setup, which is a $997 value. This covers setting up your account, how to get started quickly, what not to do so you don't get banned. You'll also get the Kindling for Profits module, which is a $1,497 value. This covers how to go in and find the right niche and readers. I'm talking about niches that sell and readers that buy, right? There's so many ways to go in and do your market research. I gave you one, which was using the Google Keyword Planner, but there's many more. I also go over you get the Biomagnet module, which is a $2,997 value. And this covers the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We cover prices. We cover titles. We cover covers, descriptions, reviews. You'll also get the KDP Cast Extraction module, which is a $3,500 value. This covers the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. And the reason why, we talked about competition before, right? And why I don't care about competition. And neither will you. Once you get this program, because your competition won't exist, they know nothing about any of the stuff that you'll get in this program. Hell, your competition doesn't even know any of the stuff that I shared with you during this webinar, right? So you already have a heads up. Now imagine having the entire program, which is valued at $8,991. That's not what you pay for this. I'm not going to charge nowhere near that because I've been blessed so much to be able to do so well with this. I could never charge something like that, right? So what I'm going to do is, I actually had 2 choices here. The first option was to go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible. And it wouldn't incentivize me to really stack the value on for me. So, and the second option was, one that requires a little higher of an investment. But in exchange, I'm able to devote more resources to guarantee your success. Now, like I said earlier, all right, I only want to work with people that I want to work with. I set that goal, work when I want to work with, who I want to work with, and on what projects I want to work on. All right? Here's a testimonial that I got from one of my students. This guy's 65 years old. All right, he's in Perth, Australia. His name's Darren DeVry. I actually had a phone call with him, a Skype call the other day. He's an action taker, right? Remember I said execution is the key to success. He sent me a testimonial. Actually, it was just a casual email, just updating me on his status. He says, Ty, this has been my best month so far with 258 sales to date with only 3 titles. I'm very happy with the progress considering my circumstance. He went through bankruptcy, right? The recession was killing him at this time over there in Australia. I just wanted to say thank you again. I can see the end of a tunnel. I asked him if I could use this to inspire and motivate some of our other students. We have 600 students that are in the Facebook group that you'll be joining. 600 students, people that are making hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands. Darren is making $20,000 a month, right? I asked him if I could use this testimonial. He sent me a reply back the next day, and in his reply back, he says, I'm up to 336 sales as we speak. I'm happy with that. I was hoping for 200 sales this month, so I'm really happy. I'm going to try for 1,000 sales a month starting next month. Now, he sent me an update not too long ago that says, Ty, over the last year, I've continued to follow the Kindle Cash Flow system, and I'm now doing $200,000 a month in sales. Think about that. He's making $250,000 a year almost, right? Publishing ebooks to Kindle. How would that change your life? So before I even send you to the page where I've created this special low price because you're watching this thing. I'm going to show you the bonuses that you're going to get. Right? We talked about how powerful it is to use Amazon and Google together to help you increase your sales. And I told you where just getting my ebooks listed in Google accounts for 30% of my sales. So if I make $30,000 that month, 10,000 of that will come from me being able to get my Amazon books listed and ranked on Google. All right, so this is the Google Kindle Crunch bonus that will show you how to do that. It'll show you how to get your book listed in Google and increase your sales big time. This is a $1,997 value, and this is available just for the first 30 people today. All right, I'm not taking any more than 30 people. That's it. The second bonus is what I call a money multiplicity bonus, and this will show you how to publish the same content to the Barnes & Noble's Nook Press platform and Apple's iBooks platform, so that you triple your ebooks exposure. So that same content that you load to the Kindle Direct Publishing platform over on Amazon, you can also load it to these two platforms and make money selling your ebook there as well. This is a $997 value, and this bonus is for the first 20 people only. First 20 people will get both of those bonuses. Right? The first 15 people will get all three of these bonuses, which is this one here is you're going to get your own virtual assistant. So you will get access to someone that will help you, right, with researching topics, coming up with title ideas, working out descriptions, communicating with your writer, or anything else that you can think of, including working in some of your other businesses online. You'll get that person for free for 40 hours. This is a real value, $600, right? And this is for the first 15 people only because it costs me money. I actually have to pay for this, but this is so crucial. Having someone to help you will help you to execute, right? You can get in right now by going to KCF20.com. Again, what you'll get is you'll get the setup, you'll get Kindling for Profits, you'll get the Biomagnet module, you'll get the KDP Cash Extraction module, and you'll get bonus number 1, right, the Google Kindle Crunch. You'll also get bonus number 2, the Money Multiplicity bonus, and you'll also get bonus number 3, your own virtual assistant, okay? Your own virtual assistant. Now, here, the total value of everything is $12,585. Now, if all this did was finally allow you to generate a consistent, hands-free, passive income every month, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? Think about that. If all this did was to give you the kick in the butt to finally get you executing and moving and making money, would it be worth it? That was big for me. Like I was chasing everything, and this finally gave me the kick in the butt to start being successful. If all this did was give you 2 to 3 ebooks that each brought in $500 per month to pay a bill or save, would it be worth it? Think about that. All right? If you got to the point where, like my student there in Divide, you're making $20,000 a month, would it make sense to pay $5,000 for something like this? Then every sale after that month is pure profit, right? Right? So you can see why it's a good deal at $5,000. And normally, you're not going to pay this either. Normally, I sell this for $2,000 for the general public. But because you're watching this presentation, you can get started right now for just $997 or $549. And one additional $549 payment in 30 days. Okay, so go over to KCF20.com. I'm also going to have some other bonuses that I want to show you in just a few moments here. So hang around. I'm going to show you all of these bonuses. And once you get in, just put "I'm in" into the questions box so I can know who gets the bonuses and who doesn't. All right, so put "I'm in" once you get in. And you want to hurry because we've got a ton of people. We've got Michael saying, "I'm in already." Michael, that was fast. So go in and put in "I'm in" once you are in. And I'm going to put the URL up so that you can have it. And you can click this link that you see right there to get in. John says, "I'm in." All right, you're coming in fast and furious now. Now, the first 15 people, Rhonda's in, will get your own virtual assistant for 40 hours, all right? Researching topics. If I don't call your name, if you type in "I'm in" and I don't call your name, it's just because I'll get to you in just a moment, but just type in "I'm in" once you start to process your order so that we can make sure you get these bonuses. Your own virtual assistant, you'll get her for 40 hours where she can help you with researching topics, coming up with title ideas, writing out descriptions, communicating with your writer, or anything else that you can think of, including working on some of your other businesses. All right, I see Michael is in. Again, this bonus is only for the first 15 people, only because it costs me money. So again, what you'll get is you'll get the setup. And this covers how to set up your account the right way, how to get started quickly, what not to do so you don't get banned. You'll get the Kindling for Profits module of $1,497 value. In this module, I show you how to find the right niche and readers, niches that sell and readers that buy, right? You'll also get the Buyer the Magnet module, which is a $2,997 value. This covers the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We talk about covers, we talk about prices, we talk about descriptions, we talk about reviews. You'll get all of that covered in this module here. You'll also get the KDP Cast Extraction module, right? In this module, I talk about the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. You'll also get bonus number 1, the Google Kindle Crunch. Remember, I shared with you that me being able to get my ebooks listed in Google accounts for about 30% of my sales. So at $30,000 a month, that brings in, all right, what you'll learn in this module, about $10,000 in sales for me, all right? You'll also get bonus number 2, the Money Multiplicity bonus, where I show you how to use the Barnes & Noble's Nook as well as the Apple iBookstore platform to take the same content that you're publishing to Amazon and publish it on those two platforms so you can triple your exposure. You'll also get bonus number 3, your own virtual assistant for 40 hours, right? So that's massive. Just being able to have someone to be able to go in and help you out with a lot of this stuff is big. Right? We've got more orders that are coming in. We've got Joanne that's in. We've got Greg that's in. All right, awesome. Tom is in. We've got Natalie that's in. Put I'm in once you're, we've got Kelly says I'm ready to roll. All right, let's see. Everything here, all of these bonuses, including the program, is worth $12,585. Okay, and now you've got 2 payment options here that you can use, right? Now, think about this. What's one ebook worth to you? One ebook, $500 a month, $800 a month, $1,500 a month, more? How much would you pay to get one great selling ebook per month, per week, or per day? Think about that, right? So you can see why people are paying up to $20,000 plus 10% of profit, up to $100,000 for me to set this up for them. Now, as an extra bonus for everyone that has already gotten in, right? Everyone that's already gotten in, I'm also going to show you how my 15-year-old is making $5,000 a month publishing mystery thriller novels. So this is an extra bonus. It's a one-time only exclusive bonus class for those that have already ordered. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do something special. I'm going to set a timer here. And here, let's do this. Let's do this. For everyone that gets in within the next 7 minutes, you'll also get this. You'll also get access to this special bonus class here. All right. So let me just go back here. So for everyone that gets in before that timer runs out, you'll also get access to this special class where I'll show you how she comes up with ideas. Really simple, teenage simple. How she does her research. You won't believe this. I'll show you the fishing method that she uses to hook buyers in. She sold over $50,000 worth of ebooks using this method. You'll also get the letter method that she uses to make people buy every single title in her ebook series. All right? You'll get this entire bonus, which is because she's generating $5,000 a month. This really has a true value of $5,000. Right? And this bonus class will start 6 to 8 weeks. It'll be a live class that you'll get access to. This is something that has never been offered before. And I'm only offering it to those that get in before that timer runs down. So you can get started now for just $9.97 or $5.49 now and one additional $5.49 payment in 30 days. That URL again is KCF20. I'll put it in. And like I said, I only want people that are very serious about this, that are going to actually, enjoy the process. It's an awesome process. We've got 600 people that are crushing it that are in our Facebook group. You're going to get access to that group. You'll get to meet those people. You'll get to see how some have just started and they've gone from making a couple of hundred to a couple of thousand. some that are making tens of thousands. You know, think about it. If you're wondering if you can do this or if you can afford it, here's a quote from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Robert Kiyosaki. He says, poor people spend money on liabilities. Rich people spend money on assets. He says it's money or excuses, right? Money or excuses. You can't have both, right? Now, at this point, you literally have two choices. The first option is to do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is risk-free, right? The second option is to pony up the small, tiny investment today compared to all of the value that you'll receive in return and just give it a shot. I mean, like, what do you have to lose here? What do you have to lose? Okay? My crazy guarantee that makes it even better for you is there's three parts to this guarantee. Number one, research. If you can't find a hot topic to create your first ebook around, I will personally help you to get started. All right? So if you can't find a topic, I'll help you find one. Outsourcing. If you can't find someone to write your ebooks for you, I will give you access to one of my best writers who will write your first ebook for under $150. Sales. If after 60 days you're not making at least $500 per ebook, I will have one of my top coaches jump on a call with you to help kickstart your sales. You cannot go wrong with a guarantee like this. All right? Now, I only want serious people, so there's no refunds given once you are in. No tire kickers. You'll know that this is for you. I'm looking for serious students, people that are ready to explode their Kindle publishing business this year. With other opportunities, it can take 3 to 5 years to get your initial investment back. With something like this, you get 5 times back, all right, your initial investment with your first couple of ebooks that you publish. Again, that URL is kcf20.com. I'm going to be closing this out pretty soon. That timer, let's see where the timer is at for that extra bonus, right? Where are we looking? Where are we at with the timer? 3 minutes. So if you haven't gotten your order in by now, please go in and do so because you will not have a chance to get that extra special bonus in if you don't. Now, there's a tale of two people, Timid Tommy and Brave Bob. Timid Tommy is always the cynical one. He's always the one that's wondering if he can do something. He's a skeptic, right? He's the person you see in this industry. You've got certain people that always say, well, you know, these gurus, they leave things out, or, you know, this won't work for me. Maybe Ty is special. Maybe it won't work for me. Then you have Brave Bob. Brave Bob is the person that continues to see success because no matter what, he always works hard at it. He executes. He sees systems. He sees, you know, things that can work well, and he goes and he shoots for it. And he realizes that, listen, it's now or never. He realizes that he doesn't want today to be like yesterday. He doesn't want tomorrow to be like last week. So I'm going to show you what to do next. You'll go to kcf20.com, all lowercase, kcf20.com. You'll see the order page. It looks like this, right? We've got more people that are coming in. Actually, I want to recognize everyone that's coming in. We've got Catherine, we've got Dana, we've got Dub, Edward, Everett, Frederick that's in. We've got Gail, we've got Lee that's in, Leslie that's in. Awesome. I want to welcome everyone aboard here, all right? Alyssa is in. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Roger is in, all right? If you want those bonuses, listen, get in right now. I'll give you that. Because we've got so many people here that are still trying to get in. I see people that say they're still trying to get in. If you go in and order right now, you'll get all of those bonuses, okay? Every single bonus that I just mentioned. How about that? Because we hit that 15. We've had way more people than 15 go in and order already. But I just want to be fair. I'm about being fair. So this is the order form. This is the entire program. You'll get instant access to it within the next couple of minutes. You'll get the videos. You'll get everything. You can start watching online and start taking action. Go to kcf20.com. Everything that you'll get is the setup. This module covers setting up your account, how to get started quickly, what not to do so you don't get banned. You'll get the Kindling for Profits module, which is a $1,497 value. And then this module I cover finding the right niches and readers. Niches that sell and readers that buy. All right. You'll also get the buyer magnet module. Okay. This covers all of the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We talk about covers, pricing, descriptions. We talk about reviews. You'll also get the KDP Cast Extraction module, which is a $3,500 value. In this module, I give you the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. All right. You'll also get bonus number one. Bonus number one is the Google Kindle Crunch, right? This right here alone increased my sales and accounts for 30% of my sales. All right, so you want that bonus. Bonus number 2, the money multiplicity bonus. All right, that will allow you to take the same content that you're publishing on Amazon and also publish it to Barnes & Nobles and the Apple iBook store. You'll also get bonus number 3, which is your own virtual assistant for 40 hours. Okay, total value of everything here, $12,585. If you stack on the other bonus that I'm going to show you, the bonus class, right, this is a $17,000 total value here. You also get access to a private Facebook group. Like I said, 600 people that are in here that are totally crushing it. People that are just like you, that are just starting, people that have been doing this for months, people that have been doing it for years. All of my students, literally from across the globe. I've got people from Russia, Japan, France, Italy, Mexico, Canada, Australia, the UK, right, that are in here, and we all help each other out. You can come in here, you ask questions, you get updates, you get to share ideas, you get to brainstorm, you get help, right? The program itself is updated every week. I'm adding new stuff to it as I'm constantly testing and finding new things that work and new ways to increase your sales, right? So you get access to that. Now, take a look at this. I'm at nearly 30,000 in sales in 1 month, and there's nothing special about me. If I can do this, you can do it. Don't doubt yourself. I personally can't write an ebook to save my life. Actually, I failed English 101 not once but twice. Right? Not once but twice. If I can do this, you can definitely do this. All right? I spent nearly 5 years of trial and error and thousands discovering the secrets that I'm giving you today for a small one-time only investment. All right? So, again, you get the setup, you get Kindling for Profit, you get the biomagnet module, you get KDP cast extraction, you get all of the bonuses as well, and you'll also get your virtual assistant there. All right? And you'll get this bonus, which is big. All right? Listen, if a teenager can do this and bring in $5 grand a month, you can do it. You'll get access to this bonus class that will start 6 to 8 weeks from now. All right, so you can get started now for just $9.97 or $549 now and one additional $549 payment 30 days from now. Here, take a look at some of the reviews. I want to show you some of the reviews from my other students that have come in here.
Hi guys, my name is Sabine Kohler and I started with the Kindle Cash Flow system mid of April and published so far 3 Kindle books with 6 more books in the making as we speak. They will be published over the next 2 weeks, so I'm quite...
Right, so Sabina is at $1 grand her first month. All right, that's her first month she started. I've got a ton of other reviews here. Here's what I like to call a $5,000 a month text message. All right, he says, you know, this month time will be my first $5,000 month. I want to thank you for all of your guidance and inspiration. My goal is set on getting to the 10,000 per month mark by June. Right? Here's someone else in our Facebook group. This is what it looks like. You'll get access to it. She says, I got Ty's program last year, and I'm so glad I did. I made several $1,000s last year, and that's after stopping writing after several months. She had a health issue. But even after she had stopped publishing, right, the Kindle royalty checks kept coming in. Remember, this is a recurring passive income stream. What happens to you right now if you no longer can work your job? Do you still continue to get paid, or does it stop? Well, with her, she had a health issue, and the checks from Amazon continued to come in. All right? Here's that testimonial again from Darren, $20,000 a month in sales. Remember what Tony Robbins says, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same results. Okay? So again, you get everything here. I'm closing this out. I appreciate your time. If you're not in by now, visit the site at kcf20.com to get in. You still have some time to do so. Before I close out, let's see. Wayne says, live turned out to be just a recording. In other words, I didn't make any difference what attendees were timed into the chat. Wayne, well, you've been answering and asking questions all throughout the entire presentation, haven't you? So, Wayne thinks that this is a recording, which is kind of weird. But anyway, Wayne, it's not a recording. All right, good to have you, and thank you for your question. So, again, here's everything that you'll get. If you didn't sign up immediately, reason number 1 is you don't think that you can come up with ebook ideas that sell. Okay? And remember, part of my triple threat bonus, right, or guarantee, I should say, is that if after 60 days you're not able to see the cells that you want, I will personally go in and help you. The other reason, if you didn't get in yet, is you're nervous about putting it all together. It's an easy system. Anyone can do this. Reason number three is you think it's too expensive. Well, it's even more expensive not to do it. Think about it. Think about all the money that you're losing out by not having access to something like this that continues to grow passively, month after month, week after week, day after day. Right? Think about that. Okay. Again, this is the program. Thank you for listening. I am closing out. Have a great day, great morning. Alan, are you still there? Do you want to jump in really quickly here?
Yeah. Ty, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
You know, guys, as I said before, I heard this presentation back in March, and I absolutely knew this could make a difference in folks' lives. Uh, I've jumped on board. It's such a great program. You if you ever wanted to be uh, in the area of publishing and making a living online and using Kindle, which doesn't take a lot of work. I mean, yes, there's work involved, but it's when everything's down to the bottom, when you really get what takes the least amount of work, this really takes the least amount of work of everything I've ever seen is Kindle publishing. And I mean, the majority of it you can outsource. I mean, yes, you want to do your due diligence and do your research. You want to do the research part, right? Because that's the key money getting stuff is doing the research. But then from that point on, you can pretty much outsource everything, from the book to the cover to everything else. It's something you want to do. So take advantage of it. It's a great program, and thank you, Ty, for presenting this to everybody. I really I appreciate you for your honesty and for your hard work for putting this together for everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. This was a great presentation, great audience, great questions that came in, and had a really good time all the way around. I hope I was able to show everyone some great information, and you're able to take some of this and get started. Someone's asking about a replay. Yes, we are recording this, so hopefully we will have a replay if everything goes right, and you'll be able to go in and watch this again. As a matter of fact, let's do this, Alan. If someone's watching the replay, do you want to give them the bonuses? Let's give them maybe. Do you want to make the bonuses available for those that watch the replay? Because I know you're big on making
You
sure your
know,
audience.
yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to say yes, and I have a reason why. Because I wouldn't normally say yes. Uh, but if you're in the U.S., we have a holiday weekend coming up. So there may be people that have already started their 3 or 4 day holiday weekend. So let's go ahead and make it available through the weekend into Monday for those that maybe couldn't have made it. They want to go through it again over the weekend. Maybe they have a little more time on the weekend, something like that. And again, Monday is a holiday here in the U.S. So let's do that. Are you okay with it, Ty?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I think that'll be a great holiday bonus for everyone, right? So we'll do that. And here, so anyone that orders before the replay comes down, you'll get all the bonuses, including that virtual assistant, which is a real big asset, including the bonus class that I'm going to put together that shows you how my 15-year-old is publishing mystery thriller novels and making $5,000 a month doing that. So go in and you'll get access to that as well.
Excellent, excellent. So, guys, take advantage of it now. Ty's got a great offer for you, and it just doesn't get any better. As I've seen this presentation before in a live seminar, and it was amazing. The people who took advantage of it, and not only that took advantage of it, they ended up becoming testimonials, and that's what it's all about, right? Is becoming testimonials for the product out of the seminar. So do it now, and Ty will take care of you. I know that. So Go ahead.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, and have a good day, good night, good morning, whatever time it is, and you're part of the world right now. Thank you for joining, and give yourself a pat on the back for being one of the individuals that got in if you got in. And can't wait to see you on the other side. Bye-bye.